So I see that many of our participants have joined in. Assalamu alaikum and a very good evening to all who are present here for today's web talk. I welcome you all. Well, I will not take much of your time. I just need to share something about AMP before our live session starts. I will be playing a AMP presentation in front of you. Can you all see that?
Yes.
All right. So what is AMP? AMP is registered in India and US as a non-profit organization. AMP has completed its 12 years serving our community in the field of education, employment, and empowerment. And AMP has a vision to positively impact the life of 10 million people by 2030. AMP has a mission to empower the underprivileged for the greater benefit of the society in general and nation as a whole. And AMP has a vision to be a model community which is advanced in education, socially progressive, culturally vibrant, politically influential, economically dynamic. What AMP has achieved is in front of you all in this slide. You can all go through it. So on ground, AMP has more than 100 plus active chapters in 25 states and 16 countries. We have 6,000 plus active members, and online we have 1,25,000 plus members and professionals connected to us via different social media platforms. In case you want to join AMP, you can visit this link www.ampindia.org, join AMP. And you can also contact us on the information given here. Thank you. So I am Humaira Kabir. I'm working with AMP USA as operations manager. I will be your host today. With me, I have Mr. Mohammad Shansha Ansari, who is the president of AMP USA from Chicago, and Mr. Shehzad Muqaddam, who is the operations manager at AMP India from Mumbai. I will now introduce our speaker of today's web talk, Ms. Sheikh Amreen Fatima, who will be speaking on successful child development, putting science to practice. Ms. Sheikh Amreen Fatima is a PhD holder in business administration. Apart from this, she has done Bachelor's of Pharmacology, MBA in Human Resource Management, and MA in Psychology. Dr. Amreen is a language consultant and transpersonal psychologist who is a versatile learner with a passion to create lifelong learners along her journey. This session is all about knowing the various areas of the process of child development being influenced by a mother. Before handing over the mic to the speaker, Ms. Amreen, I would like to tell you a few things about this session. During the live session, we will be raising one poll related to the topic of today's session. I request you all to please answer to the poll questions. There will be 2 questions with a time difference of 20 to 25 minutes. And we will be having a question and answer round at the end of the Amreen ma'am's session. That will be of 15 to 20 minutes. If you have questions, you can always raise through the question and answer session. Zoom has provided that. For that, you can see on your screen, we have a question and answer session. At the center bottom of the screen, you can raise your questions from there. I'll be taking them one by one after the session is over. So over to you, Amreen ma'am. Please go ahead with the session. Thank you. Ma'am, please unmute yourself.
Okay, now can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So now, Assalamu alaikum, all of you, and good evening to all of you present out there. I would like to share certain insights with you on the topic that has been mentioned. I hope my screen is clear, that you can see the topic, the PPT can be seen by everybody.
Not now, ma'am. For that you need to share the screen.
Okay, now can you see it? Like,
no,
yeah,
ma'am.
can you please try sharing again?
Okay, I'm doing it. Okay, so now is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Umera?
Yes, ma'am. It is clear. Go ahead.
Okay, Chali, let's start. So I think we should begin, right?
Yes.
Okay. Let me tell you first thing that this session is for everyone out there who really wants to know something about the success of an individual. So I would request all of you to please join this webinar along with all your family members. So it's a humble request that you can call all your family members for this session. It will be really fruitful and benefiting for you. And everybody will definitely have some take-home messages from this webinar. So it's a humble request. And also, since I have received many messages, ki ma'am, please keep the session a bit bilingual, wherein Hindi as well as English should be taken care of. Because बहुत सारे लोगों तक ये message मुझे पहुंचाना था. So I will be moving down from Hindi to English and English to Hindi. So I think go with it now.
Yeah, maybe Amreen ma'am, you can click on the slide mode. Yeah,
Okay.
It is good now. Thank you.
So I want to thank Ms. Homera. She is the first point of contact with AMP that I had. And she has really been very polite, calm, and prompt throughout the whole conversation that I had with her. I also extend my sincere appreciation to Association of Muslim Professionals for creating such a platform for mutual learning for the speaker as well as the audience and attendees, I should say. I profoundly thank AMP for giving me an opportunity to speak in front of this select audience. I'm obliged to Mr. Nasir Haider for giving me out an opportunity and helping me out throughout this webinar. Of course, my heartfelt gratitude to my mentor, Professor G.M. Sharma sir, for instilling the value of reading and writing in me. So there's a humble request to all of you out there. The attendees need to carry some writing material during the session, and please avoid disturbances during the session, because मैं चाहती हूँ कि आप इस सेशन से मैक्सिमम अपने साथ लेकर जाएं और आप अपने अंदर अपने लाइफ में ये चीज अप्लाई करें, एज वेल एज आप इस चीज को कैरी फॉरवर्ड करें दूसरों तक भी. Okay. The first question I was asked when I decided to speak on this topic was, why did I choose this topic? मैंने ये topic क्यों चुना? So let me begin with answering this question first. I have been working for the last 17 years and I became a mother in the year 2011. It means that I have a eldest daughter of 9-year-old. I'm a mother of a 9-year-old daughter. Being a work mom, apparently my life appeared to be pretty normal. सब चीज नॉर्मल दिखती थी, वर्किंग मदर थी इसलिए. टाइम पे बच्चे स्कूल जाते हैं. My kids are pretty good at school. You can say everything appeared pretty normal. But suddenly, during this lockdown phase, during this pandemic phase, it gave me a lot of time to introspect as a mother. And I could apparently see some changes happening in the behavior of my children, which I felt were really not good. And that made me think, where am I going wrong as a mother? Where exactly am I going wrong as a mother? In fact, this was a blessing in disguise for me, jahan pe I got enough time to deal with my kids, sufficient time to know exactly, it was not only the growth on the physical front of my children I was monitoring, but what about their mental growth? What about the behavioral modifications I was observing? So that was one thing that motivated me that I need to speak for this topic. And the transformation of being a work mom to a stay-at-home mom, the challenges that I faced, the troubles that I faced, the problems that I faced, that affected my mindset and that ultimately affected the behavior of my child. So कहते हैं ना इसको, when things go right, we don't bother. But when things go wrong, that is the time we feel the need that we need to work out on certain things. My so-called perfect, disciplined, correct life as a work mom suddenly appeared so imperfect to me during this lockdown phase, so empty to me during this lockdown phase. And the indicator for this was the behavioral change I could observe in my kids, the behavioral change that I could see in my kids. It was pretty easy to connect the behavioral modifications seen in my children to the mindset change that I was going through as a stay-at-home mom from being a work mom. But applying the findings of the study to my daily routine, to my own aspect, to my own identity as a mom was really an uphill task. In fact, it is really an uphill task for me because I'm still doing it. तो मुझे लगा कि मैं कुछ अपने practical experiences mixed up with the theoretical element of psychology आप लोगों के साथ share करूं, उन mothers के साथ share करूं जो शायद वही same problem face कर रहे हैं, which I am facing, which I actually faced also. And also I have a message to convey to all the fathers out there. So what is the recipe of having a successful child? So let's move ahead. What changes, what apparent changes I could see in my kids when I started introspecting their behavioral modifications. My kids started throwing a lot of tantrums. बहुत नखरे दिखाने लगे. They became pretty violent. Sibling rivalry काफी बढ़ गई थी उन लोगों में. बहुत ज़्यादा irritated, frustrated वो लोग भी feel करने लगे थे. So, thinking on it, what exactly made the change? Being a work mom from last 17 years, I was addicted to something called as appreciation and acknowledgement. मुझे उसकी आदत थी. You definitely get it from the professional front, the acknowledgement for your work, the appreciation for your work. And shifting my role as a stay-at-home mom, वो aspect मेरे life से, वो मेरी personality से, वो मेरे mindset से from last 2 months during this lockdown phase was missing. Even I was working at home more than I used to work at the professional.
Amreen ma'am, are you there?
Looks like there is some technical interruptions, everyone. Sorry about it. We'll wait for a second. Humaira, do you mind calling her and telling that there is, we lost her voice?
Calling her.
Hello?
Yeah, we are good, ma'am. There was some interruption.
Okay, are we connected still?
Yeah, we are good. You can share your screen if you want.
Okay. So can you hear me, all of you out there?
Yes, ma'am.
Am I audible?
You are audible, ma'am.
Okay, let's move ahead. So there's this concept called as mummy moods. जब मैंने अपने description में mention किया था इस phrase को mummy moods, so there were many questions put up कि what do you mean by this phrase mummy moods and why such a phrase has been used in your presentation which deals with the successful child development? What is the impact of a moody mommy on the success of a child and how does you relate it? So many questions were asked to me about this. So let me explain this slide first. Mood किसे कहते हैं psychology में? Mood is a frame of mind, you can say. You can also say it's a person's temperament at a particular time. But more specifically, जहाँ मैं mood को connect करती हूँ, it's a predominant emotion or a feeling that a person has at a particular time. ये वो emotion को आप mood कहेंगे जो एक इंसान के अंदर होता है एक particular time पर. वो emotion आपके thought process को drive करता है, and then that thought process drives your actions. So I think we all should agree to this point that mothers do have an unconditional feeling of love for their children. But इस unconditional love को express करते time, many a times they also have an interference of their mindset. प्यार तो बहुत है, लेकिन अगर mindset ठीक नहीं है, if the mindset is not proper of the mother, she is not in a state to convey what she feels for her child in the correct form. She's not in the state to convey it. And lately, many of my known acquaintances have messaged me that we desperately need a psychiatrist, a psychologist, because we know that something is going wrong inside us. And majority of them were housewives. The moment they said this, I felt it was not a need. It was just they were exaggerating the problem. But when I myself became a homemaker, or I myself took a role of being a homemaker for 2 months, I recognized, this is actually the suffering. This is actually a problem which needs to be addressed and conveyed to everybody. And we need to be vocal about it. We need to be vocal about the moods, the emotional instability, the behavioral changes, the mindset changes that a mother, specifically a housewife, goes through, and what impact will it have on the behavior of the child. So now, what are the reasons? What are the reasons behind this mood swings that occurs in a mother? सबसे पहला reason तो होता है कि hormonal changes. So this is something which is not much under your control. Second reason could be some substance abuse, which generally mothers don't prefer. Third reason could be some underlying mental health disorder, जैसे कि bipolar disorder है, you can say personality disorders है, you can say major depressive disorders है. So this could be a reason. But मेरा जहाँ focus है, I want to focus more on certain triggers which are actually responsible for mood swings in mothers. And out of those triggers, I have shortlisted some major 4 ones. The first trigger which I feel, which is responsible for this moody mommy concept, the first trigger is stress level of the mother. The second trigger I feel is the diet, what she intakes. The third trigger I feel is the sleep pattern of the mother, the sleeping habits of the mother. And the fourth trigger I feel, which is actually contributing to a moody mommy, is the significant change that might have occurred in her life. So these are the 4 triggers. And my personal concern for this would be the stress level of a mother, which I want to speak about much. Okay. This statement conveys everything, the gist of what exactly I want to convey to all of my audience out there. The behavior and relationship of a mother with her child is an indicator of how she behaves with herself. माँ और बच्चे का जो रिश्ता होता है, वो सबसे close relationship है. That's the closest one you could ever have. That's the easiest one to handle, wherein there are minimum manipulations, wherein the mother as well as the child expresses themselves without any hesitation. साइकोलॉजी में कहा जाता है कि जिस इंसान का माँ के साथ ये रिश्ता अच्छा नहीं होता, उसका किसी के साथ रिश्ता अच्छा नहीं होता, क्योंकि ये रिश्ता अकेला ऐसा है जिस रिश्ते में आपको मैनिपुलेशन की जरूरत नहीं है. This is the relationship which requires or which actually gives you the freedom to express yourself freely in front of. So the attributes of a mother flows down to the child. Now what I mean by this? मेरे पास काफी लोग आते हैं, and many of my students who are preparing for the competitive exams do have some trouble with their preparations, with their mindsets, with their strategies, and I see them very much psychologically disturbed. What I personally feel is, no doubt, if a child coming down to you who is psychologically disturbed needs some attention, needs some treatment, but my personal opinion is, उस बच्चे से ज्यादा उस माँ को psychological attention की, treatment की ज्यादा जरूरत होती है, because she is the one who is more depressed than the child. I personally feel about it, and even I've experienced this. So like, if you want to judge the mental health of the mother, you please take care of how she's behaving with the child. Her behavior defines her mental health. For example, if she's harsh on them, it means she's harsh on herself. If she's prioritizing her world over the kids, it means she is prioritizing the other world over herself. If she isn't concerned about the proper diet and sleep of the child, it means she isn't concerned about her diet and her sleep pattern also. The major driving factor between a healthy relationship of a mother and a child is the mother's mental health. in spiritual psychology, in transpersonal psychology, there's a very beautiful sentence which narrates the gist of every relationship that exists in your life. And it says that if you can't connect with yourself, you can't be connected with anybody else. It means अगर आप अपने आप को ही नहीं समझ रहे हैं, अगर आप अपने आप के ही requirements fulfill नहीं कर पा रहे, you cannot understand others, ना ही आप दूसरों के requirements fulfill कर सकते हैं. So let's, I think, move ahead with the next slide. We all are suffering, or we all are facing a major problem of COVID. But there's one more major problem that we all need to acknowledge, and that is emotionally disturbed individuals. बहुत बढ़ गई है ये चीज. The people asking for psychological help is increasing day by day. Looking happy in public life is pretty easy. But looking happy or being happy in your private life is something which is very, very difficult. That's why I say the hadith of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam that says, if you want to judge the character of a person, ask how he behaves with his family members. See how he behaves with his family members. Because the way you behave in your private life actually displays your character. So you can see many individuals laughing out there, doing movies and attempting suicides. So this is pretty strange. And I personally feel that talking about depression, talking about mental health has become a social stigma, which I think we should overcome. There's nothing wrong saying that you are depressed. I'll give you a small example and we'll connect with that again. During one of my psychological sessions that I was taking, there was one question. And that session, I mentioned that I underwent a depressive phase. I was undergoing a depression. And that question was, ma'am, how come you being a psychologist underwent depression? I said, it is same as a cardiologist suffering from a heart attack, right? That's pretty common. That's a kidney failure for a nephrologist. So talking about your depressive disorder shouldn't be a social stigma anymore. Okay? So you should be open about it. There are three categories of emotionally disturbed individuals what I've seen nowadays. The first, I should say, are the people. Okay, so this is something wherein polls have started. But so there are three different types of people who are emotionally disturbed. The first one is the people who are not aware. जिनको लगता है कि मैं अच्छा हूँ, पूरी दुनिया बिगड़ी हुई है. There's nothing wrong with me. I'm pretty good. There's something wrong with others. These are people who are unaware of what is going wrong with them. Second, there are people who are aware but unwilling. From last so many years, they have just got one notion to say that, okay, there's something wrong with me. There's something wrong with me. But they are not willing to work to improve that. And there is this third category of people coming up who are aware, who are willing, and who are working. And they are the ones who will survive and sustain the pressure of today's world. So the last sentence, which I feel is pretty very important, and I feel that you should all go for it. Depressed individuals arise out of kids whose emotional needs are not satisfied during childhood. Depressed individuals एक one fine day में form नहीं हो जाते हैं. It's simple as that. In a jungle, if there is a storm coming out, trees who are deep rooted, trees who are firmly rooted, won't be carried away by the storm. They won't be suffering. But trees who are not deeply and firmly rooted will definitely be uprooted. They'll be destroyed. Same as individuals. जिनके चाइल्डहुड में इमोशनल स्टेबिलिटी को आपने डाला ही नहीं है, जिनकी चाइल्डहुड में इमोशनल रेजिलियंस, मेंटल रेजिलियंस पैदा ही नहीं किया, उसके रूट्स फॉर्म ही नहीं हुए, that child won't develop as a resilient individual. So the beginning has to go from the childhood. It begins at the childhood. That's why it is considered to be the most important phase, the most important phase. Okay. I need to go to the next slide. Okay, that's something. Anyways, there's something important that I want to go with. What do you think is the most important aspect of, what do you think is the most important aspect, students, in fact, the audience out there, for a happy, yes, this is what I want to convey. A successful child comes out of a happy mother. जब तक उसकी माँ ही खुश नहीं है, वो एक सक्सेसफुल चाइल्ड रेस कर ही नहीं सकती है. इस आप मोहर लगा लीजिए. This is something very, very important. Now, happiness. How do you define happiness? Happiness is actually an expression of healthiness. So happiness is all about knowing your emotional state and knowing and working to improve it. That is what a happiness would be defined as. So now, a mother whose emotional, physical, social, intellectual needs need to be met first, and then only she can be rated as a happy mother. Why is it so important that her needs need to be met first and then the needs of the child? Reason is, the moment the child is born, till the age of 3, he needs more physical and emotional presence of a child than any other phase in his lifetime. That is the point where a child needs to get attached to his mother, and that is the point where the mother needs to fulfill the needs of the child. So there's a famous psychologist, Sigmund Freud, and his famous line, whenever somebody used to ask him about his mental health, about the issues of mental health, he used to ask the first statement. He used to say, tell me about your mother and I tell about your mental health. So the relationship between the child and the mother defines a lot about the mental health of the child. The reason is, the more strong the bonding is, the body releases a bonding hormone or a love hormone called as oxytocin. So that is very much essential for good nurturing of the child. Okay, so there's a concept called as conscious upbringing and there is consensus upbringing. इन दोनों के बारे में बात करना चाहूँगी. Conscious upbringing आजकल आपको दिखेगी ही नहीं, बहुत रेयर हो चुकी है, और consensus upbringing बहुत सारे लोग जो फॉलो कर रहे हैं, जो काफी गलत हो चुकी है. Consensus upbringing क्या होती है? I'll tell you a small example about that. इसमें ऐसा होता है कि जो सोसाइटी कर रही है, उसका कल्चर बन जाता है, we are following that. For example, आज being a parent, आपको एक बच्चे को अच्छे स्कूल में डालना है. तो अच्छे स्कूल की डेफिनेशन ये हो जाती है कि the school with the highest amount of the school with is everything clear, Humera, out there?
Yes, ma'am, your voice is clear, but the PPT appearing on the screen is a little bit distorted because of some network issues, I believe. But that's fine because whatever you are speaking is on the PPT. So I believe people who are attending the session, they might be listening to you. So there is no issues as such.
Okay, so this conscious upbringing का जो concept है कि सोच समझ के बच्चों को बड़ा करना है, ये बहुत rare हो गया है. Consensus upbringing बढ़ गया है. Consensus upbringing is what भेड़चाल जिसको कहते हैं, rat race जिसको कहते हैं. इसका example मैं दे रही थी. I was giving the example of a parent deciding a school for a child. So the decision of the school depends mainly on two factors. The first is what your pocket allows, and the second is where everybody is going. So rather than consciously searching out for what values the school or the education system has or that particular pattern has in the school, so that is not being decided. So I think we are getting the poll results out here. ये vicious cycle भी मैंने देखा है. Now, what do you mean by this vicious cycle, which I really want to share?
Ma'am, can I please interrupt for a moment? Looks your bandwidth is little low. So what I'll do, if you want, I can run your PPT from here, or else if you find it fine, then you can go ahead.
No, that's okay. That's okay. You can run the PPT. No problem, Humera. Go ahead with the PPT because the PPT is important.
All right, ma'am. Just give me a moment, please. Then you need to
run the PPT. More important than I being present on this screen, I personally feel.
Ma'am, you need to stop your screen share. Then only I will be able to share the screen.
Yes, Humera?
Yes, ma'am.
I need to stop my screen share, right?
Yes, then only I can share my screen using your PPT.
Okay, surely I'll do that.
To all the attendees, please bear with us. There is some network issues on Ambreen ma'am's side. I'll be sharing this screen soon.
Humaira, I would request you, Shahzad Bhai, to allow this to share his screen rather than you.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, so let
Shahzad bhai,
Shahzad Bhai take care of it. Yeah, sorry everyone for a little bit this technical glitch. We'll be presenting the PPT, which will be in a better shape. So this is all happening because of the bad network. So sorry about it. We'll come back.
Okay, so is everything clear, Humaira? Should I proceed?
Yes, ma'am, you can proceed. I'll share it as soon as possible. You can proceed with your session.
Okay, this is a famous शेर by निदा फाजली साहब. कभी कभी यूं भी हमने अपने जी को बहलाया है जिन बातों को खुद नहीं समझे औरों को समझाया है. इस शेर को डालने का मेरा स्पेशल पर्पस या मीनिंग ये था कि कई बार सक्सेस की डेफिनेशन हम खुद ही अच्छे से नहीं जानते बट अपने बच्चे को बहुत सक्सेसफुल बनाना चाहते हैं. कई बार खुशी की डेफिनेशन या एक डिसिप्लिन चाइल्ड की डेफिनेशन या मैं कह सकती हूँ परफेक्ट चाइल्ड की डेफिनेशन हम खुद नहीं जानते और हम वही चीज अपने बच्चों से एक्सपेक्ट करते हैं. वी एज चिल्ड्रन were so imperfect, but we expect our kids to be the most perfect ones. I think ये जो understanding है इसको बदलना चाहिए, which I personally feel. So, should I proceed like? Yes, Humaira.
Yes, please.
yes, please.
Yeah, and Amreen ma'am, what you can do is, if you want us to move to the next slide, just let us know. So,
Okay,
Shahzad
let's
Bhai
go for
will
the
be
next
moving.
slide. Okay, I don't have a control, right? Let's go for the next slide. Okay, so a definition of a successful child. That was a poll that I actually definition of a successful child, but there is some technical issue. I would request Humaira to please come down to it. I'm unable to. Okay.
Yeah, so you can
How do
see
you define
that.
a successful child? Yes, how do you define a successful child? We have gone for a poll. Can I just see the results of the poll on the screen, Humaira, please?
It is on the screen, ma'am.
I'm unable to hear you, Humaira. Can I just see the results of the poll on the screen?
Humaira, do you want to read?
So what is your definition of a successful child? Majority of them has voted for strong enough to handle any situation in life. That's so correct. Basically, you are aware that the success lies within the child, not outside the child. So now how do you define a successful child? Successful child is somebody who's accomplishing his desired or set goals, but on a virtuous basis. यानी उसके goal achievement को कुछ morals होने चाहिए. Definitely, child success will also be defined on the physical platform, how physical structure you can say, the physical health as well as the mental health of the child. You can also move ahead that the success of a child largely depends on his sense of self-worth. What he thinks about his own self, that also defines the success of a child. Can you go for the next slide, please? Yes, can we move for the next slide? Okay, this is something that I want to share. As a child, I always had this feeling कि मैं हमेशा अपने माँ बाप का approval जीतूं, उनके सामने best बेटी बन के बताऊं, and they should praise me everywhere. And while preparing this presentation, I felt the same need again. So I was running behind to become the best mama on this earth, and I want the approval of my kids to say this. So basically, ये जो इतना खूबसूरत रिश्ता है माँ बच्चों का, इस रिश्ते को हमने एक approval के front पे ले रखा है. This is what I actually felt. Can you just move to the next slide, dear? Yeah, can we go for the next slide? Hello, Humaira, are you there? Hello? Yes. The biggest stress of a mother comes from, I think we had a poll for this, Humera. Have you run the poll?
Do you
Hello?
want me to run the poll now?
Yes, yes. The second poll question, the biggest stress of a mother comes from. This is a poll question which I want you to run for me, please. Okay. Student, attendees out there, I want to say something about defining a successful child. It's nothing wrong if your child is jack of all trades and master of none until the age of 20. Because ये जो 20 साल तक की उम्र होती है, this we call as an experimental age in psychology. So I personally suggest that let your child explore, experiment till the age of 20. But after the age of 20, your child should be the master of something that he is interested in. You need to focus on this. And what I personally feel is people only click. People generally click when they put to use their common sense with an opportunity. If they can put to use this common sense with an opportunity, that is the time when people click. So can we just see the answers for it? Yes, Humera, can we go for the answers?
Ma'am, we are still having this poll in progress.
Okay.
Mera, just read the answer with how many people voted for what. So I think that will be enough.
Okay. The biggest
that
stress
will
of
be-
a mother comes from her kids. 28%, 31% have voted. That is 28. Her work, 11. Her relations, 37. Her husband, 16. So maximum stress of a mother comes from the relations, then kids, then husband, and the last one is work.
Okay, so a survey was conducted by today's magazine on almost 7,000 women out there, and they found that 46% of the women answered this question, wherein their biggest stress comes from their husband, and they rated it on a scale of 10. On a scale of 10, they rated it as 8.5. So I personally have a suggestion for all the fathers out there. For becoming a good father, you need to be a good husband first. Kids are very, very, very intelligent. They observe a lot. The relationship that exists between the parents defines a lot what the child will see or what the child will develop in the future. So that is also, I feel, very, very important, where the fathers need to focus on. You need to become a good husband first, and then you should move on to become a good father. Can I go with the next slide, dear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Work mom versus workaholic mom. सबसे पहले तो मैं इस बात पे बताना चाहूंगी कि motherhood has phases. In fact, every relationship has phases. You cannot say that the relation that started you as a mom should end up with the same way you behaved when your child was 3-year-old or a 4-year-old. The reason is आपको उस चेंज को एक्सेप्ट करना है. उस चेंज को एक्सेप्ट करने के बाद ही उस रिलेशनशिप में जो फ्रिक्शन आता है वो कम हो सकता है. Now let me tell you one thing. Work mom is a working professional mother, and workaholic mom is a stay-at-home mom or a homemaker or a housewife. I personally feel. Why I tell this? जब तक मैं एक प्रोफेशनल मदर थी, वर्क मॉम थी, तो मुझे लगता था कि I am the only one striving more than the housewives. But when I became a housewife, I recognized that they are struggling more than the work moms, because at least work moms get a break from the emotional trauma that housewife goes through. They don't get a break. So they are more workaholic. The mental exertion and the physical exertion of a homemaker or a housewife, both are at the peak as compared to work mom, where you find the mental exertion is more and physical exertion is not that as compared to a workaholic mom. Role of a husband and role of other family members. Yes, especially for housewives, I personally feel that husband and other family members do play a very important role in contributing to the emotional health of the mother. Reason, her diet, her sleep pattern, her emotional needs, her physical needs need to be satisfied. For that, what I personally feel is the family members should allow her for some separate time. मतलब घर के लोगों ने स्पेशली एक मामा को थोड़ा सा टाइम देना चाहिए खुद के लिए, wherein she can make something out of herself, wherein she can introspect for herself, wherein she can think of her hobbies, wherein she can think of her own personal development. There is what a husband and other family members can contribute to. Can we go for the next slide, dear? Okay. मदर्स कंट्रीब्यूशन में एक और चीज है जो मैं आपसे बात करना चाहूंगी कि जितने भी फेमस पर्सनालिटीज हैं, स्टार्टिंग फ्रॉम जॉर्ज वॉशिंगटन है, थॉमस एडिसन है, अब्राहम लिंकन है, चार्ली चैपलिन है, इन सब ने अपने ममास को बहुत बड़ा मेजर शेयर दिया है अपने सक्सेस में, एंड दे हैव एक्चुअली एडमायर्ड द पर्सनालिटी ऑफ अ मदर मोर देन देयर फादर. इसमें कुछ सरप्राइजिंग फैक्ट्स भी है ममा को लेके जो मैं आपको बताना चाहूंगी. द फर्स्ट वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट फैक्ट इज Telegraph has actually made a research and they have posted this, that generally we consider that the academic achievement of a child depended on the parent, but the academic achievement of a child depends more on the mother than the father. Mothers have more influence on the academic achievement of a child than the father. So I want to say this, that women rule the world. Women are ruling the world. Either by themselves they are ruling it, or by the children they bring up. And basically, it all ends up to women empowerment, I can say. Okay, let's move ahead now. As good as it gets. I want to speak about certain solutions. Parents are focusing more on the results rather than the process. I personally feel that they want the successful child. That is the ultimate goal of parenthood that they feel. No, parenthood doesn't have a particular goal. The basic goal of a parent is to make the journey, the childhood of the child more enjoyable and memorable. Don't instill much into them. Just try to avoid the hindrances that the child faces. Parents strive hard to give their kids a beautiful life and the legacy of striving continues. As I say कि आप अपने बच्चे को सब कुछ देने के लिए अपने अंदर की बहुत सारी चीजों को सैक्रिफाइस करते हैं. This is good. ये sacrificing attitude आप अपने बच्चे को सिखाइए. The same thing I have posted on a picture here out there. I thought of quitting many times, but then I noticed who was watching. So my professor just mentioned a comment on this. He just said, बी कॉशियस. वो पॉजिटिव चीजों तो देख ही रहा है, वो साथ में नेगेटिव चीजें भी देख रहा है. उस सैक्रिफाइस की लिमिट क्या होनी चाहिए वो ये भी काउंट कर रहा है. सो इट्स नॉट अबाउट हाउ मच यू शुड सैक्रिफाइस फॉर देम, बट टू व्हाट एक्सटेंट यू आर सैक्रिफाइसिंग, यू आर टीचिंग देम अ लेसन टू प्रमोट देम फॉर देयर किड्स. So they strive hard to give their kids a beautiful life and the legacy of striving continues. Rather than focusing on what you do for them, kids focus on how you do for them. इसका बेस्ट एग्जाम्पल मैं देना चाहूंगी. my own kids. I strive for them, I struggle for them, being a work mom, managing their studies, managing the kitchen and everything. But the ultimate focus of the kids is not on the result कि मम्मा हमारे लिए क्या कर रही है. They actually focus on मम्मा हमारे लिए कैसे कर रही है. Is she complaining while she is doing it? Is she irritated while she is doing it? Is she frustrated and is she always nagging us while she is doing it? तो basically वो प्रोसेस पे ज्यादा फोकस करते हैं, वो अल्टीमेट गोल पे फोकस नहीं करते हैं बच्चे. सो मुझे ये लगता है कि जैसे कि बच्चे के लिए उसकी फिजिकल हेल्थ इंप्रूव करने के लिए वी प्रोवाइड विद द फूड, विद द न्यूट्रिशन, सेम थिंग फॉर प्रोवाइडिंग a better mindset for the child, we need to use proper words as parents. आपके words उसके लिए बहुत बहुत मायने रखते हैं. आप क्या बोल रहे हो उसको, that matters a lot. Okay, can you go for the next slide? Yeah, can you go please for the next slide? Yes. There are no parenting standards or a prescribed standard model of a child. आप इतना चीज समझ लीजिए कि कोई स्टैंडर्ड मॉडल नहीं होता है अच्छी पेरेंटिंग का, या कोई सक्सेसफुल चाइल्ड का प्रॉपर कोई डेफिनेशन नहीं होता है. क्यों? रीजन इज I personally feel rather than focusing on child education, rather than focusing more on developing the child, I feel that we need to develop the individuals to become better parents. That's why parenting should be a workshop wherein self-help training programs should be given more rather than asking them or teaching them how to deal with kids. इसीलिए I personally feel Islam has focused more on adult education, andragogy, rather than child education or pedagogy. इसमें कहा जाता है कि जब आपको अगर कोई 100% चीज अपने बच्चे तक पहुंचानी है, if you want to convey something to your child, make sure that 80% of your energy is invested on understanding the child. 80% आप बच्चे को समझने की कोशिश करें, put or invest your resources and energy on understanding the child, and remaining 20% should be invested on making him understand. The process should be reversed. Majority of us, even as a parent, I committed the same mistake of making my kids understand rather than understanding them. ये थोड़ा सा मैं past का बताना चाहूंगी. The perception of parents in the past was based on the qualities of the child born with. पुराने जमाने के माँ बाप का एक बहुत अच्छा फंडा था. वो कहते थे कि बच्चे के पैर झूले में ही दिख जाते हैं. तो वो एक पॉइंट नंबर 6 को फॉलो करते थे. पहले वो बच्चे को एनालाइज करते थे, एक्सेप्ट करते थे कि हाँ, he is blessed with these potentials, and then they created an environment to nurture those potentials. आजकल के parents, I personally feel, somewhere are missing that link. Today's parents have a model of a successful child and protocols to follow for ideal parenting. वो क्या करते हैं, वो बच्चे के पैर खुद ही डिजाइन करना चाहते हैं और कुछ disastrous हो जाता है. Without even knowing the potential that the child has or not to become an engineer, the parent decide that he's going to be an engineer. That is where the biggest mistake lies, I personally feel. You need to analyze the child, you need to accept the child, and you need to nurture the child. What I mean by this, child itself is it's actually you can say a more talented, a blessed, a pure entity. आप उसके अंदर चीजों को ढालते हैं. अब आप जो चीजें उसके अंदर इंस्टिल कर रहे हैं, जो नर्चर कर रहे हैं, जो डाल रहे हैं, वो आप सोच समझ के डालिए, depending on his capacity to absorb the things that you're going to put in. So we as parents are striving hard enough to become good or correct parents, hardly focusing on becoming happy parents. So ये happy parenting, I think, is more important rather than only teaching them parenting. I've also one point to add in this. बहुत सारे लोग कहते हैं कि teach parents the skills essential to deal with kids. माँ बाप को ये सिखाओ कि बच्चों के साथ डील कैसे करना है. But मुझे लगता है कि अगर आपको बच्चों के साथ connect करना है, तो the most important point that parents should know is or about the things that a child is dealing with nowadays. जैसे कि, for example, the TikTok wala app, I'll tell you. There was something called a TikTok app going on. So I just asked my eldest daughter, what is this? And the reaction that she gave made or compelled me to learn TikTok and then ask her questions. So basically, the things that a child is dealing with, the parents should be at least aware of. If not the master of that thing, but should be aware of what the things he is dealing with right now in today's world. Can we just move on to the next slide, please? Yes. Can we go to the next slide, please? Okay. मुझे बहुत सारे क्वेश्चंस आते हैं कि मैम क्या करना चाहिए, एक अच्छे पेरेंट को क्या करना चाहिए. सॉल्यूशंस भी लोग बताते हैं कि एक अच्छे पेरेंट को अपने बच्चे से कम्युनिकेट करना चाहिए. बट लेट मी बी वेरी स्पेसिफिक. एक अच्छे पेरेंट को अपने बच्चे को सुनना चाहिए. वी नीड टू लिसन टू अ चाइल्ड फर्स्ट. नेक्स्ट, बहुत सारे पेरेंट्स का ये सवाल होता है कि व्हाट डू यू मीन बाय द टर्म स्पेंडिंग क्वालिटी टाइम विद योर चाइल्ड. So what do you need to do exactly with your child? What you need to play? You need to teach? क्या करना चाहिए उनके साथ? What do you do? How do you define this term quality time? Quality time is all about doing something good together, creating the feeling of togetherness. हाँ, हम सब लोग साथ में हैं. ये togetherness वाला sense develop करने को आप कहेंगे quality time. एक और suggestion मेरा है parents को जो भी वहाँ बैठे हैं. बच्चा का पहला हीरो, बच्चे की हीरो वर्शिप शुरू होती है उसकी माँ से. 0 to 3 years की जो एज में उसकी हीरो वर्शिप होती है उसकी माँ. He starts from his mother, and later on from 3 years, he begins interacting with the society slowly and steadily. तो society का impact है, घर वालों का impact है, वो होने लगता है. But आप अपने बच्चे को please ये message convey करिए किसी भी हालत में कि knowing your imperfections is the only correct way to move towards perfection. My personal suggestion to parents would be, please display your limitations as a parent in front of your child. Yes, this is something very, very important. They should know that even heroes are the ones who are blessed with some lacunae. They also have some issues. They also have some problems which they are trying to overcome. The best people are those who could properly handle the worst in life. I personally feel that kids need to develop, or parents need to instill this quality of common sense, which is missing in the children nowadays. Common sense aata kahan se hai, and how do you define common sense? Common sense is a suitable decision. Would be called as a common sense. और common sense आता है experience से. ये कोई genetic होता नहीं है कि आपके genes में है. ये experience से आएगा. Experience बच्चे को कब आएगा? जब उसको आप explore करने देंगे चीजें. So I personally go, explore, experience, and let them learn. Okay, so these are some 4 C's of parenthood that I have designed, which I feel are important.
Sorry to interrupt, Amreen ma'am. We are running out of time. So
okay, this is I think the second last slide, and we're about to end. The 4 C's of parenthood. It's connect, it's convey, convince, and the last is coach. Connect की age होती है ये, जहाँ पे आप maximum अपने बच्चे को प्यार दें, wherein you can contribute to his emotional, to his physical needs. The next is convey. Convey him what is wrong and right, not through your words, but through your actions, because he will observe you more rather than listen to you. Next is convince. ये कैसी stage होती है जहाँ पे बच्चा समझाना चाहता है और समझना दोनों चाहता है. And the last is coach. So coaching और parenthood में एक बहुत बड़ा major difference ये है कि coach always focuses on the process, not on the end result. And as a parent, we focus more on the end result rather than the process. Okay, let's go for the last slide that I think I have, yes. Can we move for the next slide? The last slide we have. There's a hadith said by Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam which says, Surat aine mein dekho, sirat aulad mein dekho. So parents' mindset is depicted in the behavior of the child. So if you want to improve child's behavior, if you want a successful child, I think parents need to work more on themselves, and especially mothers, and especially their emotional needs need to be addressed first, and then later things. So I think we should move ahead with the question and answer session. Yes?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Amreen ma'am, for such a wonderful session. I'll take the questions one by one. We have a couple of questions now. So the first question is, now, due to effect of social media, children consider their parents wrong and friends right.
Okay.
This question is being asked by Dr. Sabah Hassan.
Okay, because of social media, if I'm not mistaken, the question is because of social media, kids are considering their parents wrong and the friends right. So you need a solution for that, right?
Yes.
Okay. As I said during my talk, that it is very important that a parent needs to at least to be aware of the things that a child is dealing with. किसी को भी outdated चीज पसंद नहीं है. Simple as that. What I mean is, आप अगर अपना फोन भी लेते हो तो आप उसको हर बार अपडेट करते हो. इनफैक्ट द फोन के वर्जन्स अपडेट होते हैं, आप मोबाइल अपडेट करते हो. तो even for the child, they don't need outdated parents. At least the parents should be aware of the social media that child is dealing with. अगर मुझे लगता है कि अगर आप फेसबुक ज्यादा ऑपरेट नहीं भी करते हैं, बट डू यू हैव अ फेसबुक अकाउंट, दैट गिव्स अ डिफरेंट सेंस एंड दैट गिव्स अ डिफरेंट फीलिंग दैट अ चाइल्ड हैज अबाउट हिज पेरेंट. सो आई थिंक दैट पेरेंट नीड टू बी एटलीस्ट अवेयर ऑफ द थिंग्स अ चाइल्ड डील्स विद. And that is the way how the parent can connect with the child, take interest, and then replace the place that the friend is acquired in the mind of the child.
Okay. So how can we make a child emotionally stable? As you said that a stable child does not get depressed after being an adult.
Okay. So for an emotionally stable child, it is very, very important that you need to look at the mental health of the mother. A mentally disturbed mother can never raise an emotionally stable child. Again, I say 70 to almost 80% contribution in the emotional stability of the child depends on the mother and not on the father. But definitely the father is responsible and a major contributor towards the mental health of the mother. मैंने एक मैगजीन में बहुत अच्छी लाइन पढ़ी थी which I really want to share with all of you out there, and the line was, the best thing that a father can do for the child is to love his mother. The more the father can do for the mother can contribute to the child.
Wonderful, ma'am. So Sayyida Ruhi Nishad is asking, my son is 5-year-old and has high IQ, and his grasping is also very good, but whenever I ask him to study, he's not interested in it. I tried different thing to encourage him, but did not get any success. Please suggest me what can I do to resolve this issue?
Okay. Kids not being interested in study, इसका basic reason मैं बताऊं, I personally feel the education system of ours is more information based. And now with the information it's not with the 5-year-old kid. In fact, it is happening with students who are in standard 9th and 10th. Recently, a school has approached me to conduct a seminar wherein you can develop some interest, or you can develop certain skills in the children so that they start taking interest in their studies. This availability of information has been made easy because of technology. That is one of the major reasons why the students at a high school are not taking interest in their studies. But as far as a 5-year-old is concerned, I personally feel that you should not push much towards studies. The reason is, this is the age where he needs to explore. And while somebody is exploring, while somebody is undergoing this age, I personally feel let him do what he wishes. Don't force him. This is not the age for studies, but maybe at the age of 8 and 9, there is a time where you need to take care. Currently,
Your voice is not audible, ma'am.
Your mic a little bit.
Okay, now can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so at this age, I personally feel don't please push him for studies, let him explore. In fact, even my son, he's a 5-year-old and he is not at all interested in going to school, and he pretty enjoyed his lockdown phase of staying at home, enjoying all the cartoons, and I allowed him to do that. Finally, one fine day, he came up with a school bag and said, Mama, I want to go because I'm fed up of the life that I was living right now. So this is something, let them explore. Let them explore. Don't push them for it right now. This is not the age.
Okay, ma'am. So the next question is, don't you think that workaholic mom is more one who is deeply dedicated towards both of her duties as working women, and on one hand, and as a homemaker or housewife on the other?
Okay, basically you want to go with workaholic mom versus homemaker mom or a housewife. क्योंकि मैंने workaholic mom को नाम दे दिया है homemaker का. Reason work moms को आजकल facilities बहुत हैं compared to, because they have maids to help them out at work, at home, at home for their work and everything. Workaholic mom का issue ये हो गया है कि knowingly, unknowingly, the emotional trauma that a housewife goes through has burdened her so much that even the simple task that she is doing becomes so difficult for her. So जो आपने differentiation बताया है कि workaholic mom versus a homemaker mom, I personally feel that if you are into the shoes of a homemaker who is actually taking care of the house without any maid support, without anything, if she's doing it, I think she's working more than a professional mother.
Okay. What about a working single mother, ma'am? How can she raise her child strongly, happily, and as a good human being?
I think working single mothers ka the best part, I think, or you can say the blessing is that they don't have the husband wala part to trouble or be a stress giver. So she's all together on her own, managing her own emotions, and she has this key of her own emotions in her hands. So the emotional distractions जो होते हैं एक married woman staying with her husband में, तो वो emotional distraction से एक single mom में नहीं होते हैं. So that is the benefit that she can utilize, and managing her definitely would be at some point difficult. The reason is her emotional needs. She needs to be strong enough, and she needs to take charge of her own emotional needs. So she's the one who needs to be expecting from her own self and the supreme. That is what I personally feel.
Okay, ma'am. So if mother is not educated, so how can we decide the child's success?
प्रॉब्लम यही हुआ है, मैंने जो विशेष साइकिल बताया है कि पहले जमाने की औरतें इतनी एजुकेटेड थी ही नहीं, तो उनको पता ही नहीं कि वो किस तकलीफ से गुजर रही हैं, या उनको बच्चों के साथ क्या करना चाहिए, या उनका बच्चा ऐसा क्यों बिहेव कर रहा है. They were not able to analyze what was going wrong. And that's what I say, the legacy has continued of striving, of emotional disturbances from a grandmother to a mother and to a daughter. So for an uneducated mother, I personally feel that the most important part, at least she can observe, is how happy she is from within. At least वो ये भी observe कर ले, तो एक चीज फॉर श्योर है कि वो डेफिनेटली उस बच्चे को रेस कर रही है जो इमोशनली स्ट्रांग है. अगर वो ये भी देख सकती है कि क्या मैं अपने आप से खुश हूं, क्या जिस काम में मैं इन्वॉल्व हूं मैं उसको बहुत खुशी से कर रही हूं, एम आई एंजॉइंग द वर्क दैट आई एम डूइंग, एम आई रियली ऑन द द हैप्पीनेस फेज ऑफ लाइफ, तो फिर आई थिंक शी इज ऑन द राइट ट्रैक. शी इज डेफिनेटली ऑन द राइट ट्रैक ऑफ रेजिंग एन इमोशनली स्ट्रांग चाइल्ड.
Okay. So if a mom is a workaholic, kid becomes used to of watching her in this practice. They hardly try to follow the way. They start categorizing that it's my mother's job, not mine, because she's happy in doing something always. Whereas mother starts irritating, or you can say, whereas mother is irritated on it because she was working a lot so that her kids may copy her. Whereas they are just avoiding her homework by saying, अरे इनकी तो आदत ही है काम करते रहने की.
Right. The question says like kids, if I'm not mistaken, I'm just summarizing the question. The kids take their mother for granted, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Okay. मैंने जैसे पहले ही कहा कि बच्चे आपको तभी ग्रांटेड ले सकते हैं जब आपने अपने आप को ग्रांटेड लिया है. Again, I repeat my answer. Kids have the right to take you for granted only when you take yourself for granted. It means mothers working need to say no for certain things which is beyond their capacity. कहा जाता है ना कि माँ में इतनी ताकत होती है कि she has got the limitless energy to explore herself. She has got the limitless energy to explore herself. I'll just give you a small example. I was in Saudi Arabia and I suffered from sciatic pain. And the pain was so horrible that I was just lying down as a statue. मैं न turn हो पा रही थी, न उठ पा रही थी, न बैठ पा रही थी. But this daughter of mine, she was crying. She was crying terribly. She was stuck up at some point and she was crying. And you won't believe कि वो ताकत मेरे अंदर कहाँ से आई कि मैं जाके अपने बच्चे को help out की हूँ. At times ये ताकत दिखाना, ये अपने आप को अपने लिमिट्स को क्रॉस करके काम करना is good when it is required. But being a mother, हम लोग ये कहीं कहीं भूल जाते हैं कि we are taking ourselves granted for that reason. वो मुझे नहीं लगता, मुझे लगता है कि नहीं होना चाहिए. So mothers, I think, should draw a fine line wherein she needs to make a circle or draw a line for her own limitations and wherein she is exploring herself as a mother. तो इसके बीच में एक fine line होनी चाहिए. A child can never take a mother for granted who hasn't taken herself for granted. I personally feel.
Okay, ma'am. So how to treat angry behavior of your child?
Okay, this recent question I asked my daughter, the eldest daughter. I'll tell you the answer that she gave me was really surprising and I really want to share this. I had a deal with her and the deal was, dear, आप obedient बन जाओ, आप मेरी बात मानो, मैं आपकी बहुत अच्छी मम्मा बन जाऊंगी. And she was saying like, Mama, can I give you a better deal? I said, okay, please go ahead. What's the deal? She said, Mom, you being more in age, more in experience, more matured, I gave you a deal. We will be troubling you the same way we used to do. And you have to change our behavior. And then see what behavioral changes you can see in us. So I personally feel for an angry child, the only way to deal is the mother must be initially doing something wrong with the child. बच्चा चुपी से गुस्सा नहीं होता है, बच्चा चुपी से जिद नहीं करता है. ममा ने कुछ उसके ऊपर अपने इमोशंस वेंट आउट किए होंगे तो उसके इमोशंस रिवर्ट बैक हो रहे हैं सेम वे में. सो आई पर्सनली फील दैट मदर्स शुड be more patient with angry kids rather than going with the same force.
Okay, ma'am. So what are the parameters to look for in choosing the right school for children?
Okay. Last year I was going through the same issue and I have visited certain schools for my kids, and I was very clear in my mind ki which school I need to go for my child. I want a school which my child is happy to go for. School जाने के लिए बच्चे ने कूका नहीं करनी चाहिए, बच्चे ने खुशी खुशी स्कूल जाना चाहिए. This is the first parameter. Second parameter is I don't want the creativity of my child to be hindered by the education system, which is more information based today. ये ऐसा है, ये ऐसा है, ये ऐसा, ये आपको करके आना है. His creativity should not be hindered by that. Last but not the least, school education system should be such wherein they focus more on the essentialities rather than the things that are in trend being taught. This is, I personally feel.
Humaira,
Okay, I'll take the last question now because we have some time limit. So we have to move forward. If there is any specific question, please feel free to write us at info@ampusa.org and we will get it answered from the speaker. So the last question goes, what do you suggest for an autistic girl age 4? She can't speak still. How to express her feelings and how to convey our words and instructions to her?
Okay. I give you an example for this because since this is the last question, I have at least, I think, 3 minutes to answer this question, right?
Ma'am, briefly you can answer.
Okay, okay. I always tell this to my students in the classroom that अगर आप Google करेंगे तो अफ्रीका में एक आदिवासी ग्रुप है, I don't exactly remember the name right now, जिनको अगर किसी झाड़ को जंगल में गिराना होता है, so what they do is they just surround the tree and they start abusing the tree, and the whole day they abuse the tree without even touching the tree. They just abuse the tree. बहुत गालियां बकते हैं उसको बिना हाथ लगाए, और अगले दिन वो देखने लगते हैं कि वो झाड़ के पत्ते गिरने लगते हैं, वो झाड़ सूखने लगता है और अपने आप वो झाड़ गिर जाता है. What I mean by this example is, even without touching the tree, they are able to convey the negative energy that they had to the tree. झाड़ को तो हम कान नहीं है समझते हैं, फिर भी उनमें उतनी ताकत है कि वो अपना negative energy उस झाड़ को convey कर सकते हैं. So the same thing, the mother with a disabled child, or I can say a problematic child, can deal with the child in such a way that she has all the vibrations of positive energy with herself, so that the whole environment around vibrates in positivity, making the child overcome all the difficulties that she is facing. Hello?
Yes.
So it's all about how positive you are and how well you can transfer, or you can, move ahead with this positivity to your, give on your, or pass on this positivity to your kids.
Okay. So this is it. Thank you, Ambreen ma'am. It was really nice to listen to your session. I personally enjoyed it and could relate to what you shared and said. To all the attendees, it was extremely fantastic to have you all on board for AMP Web Talk. AMP organizes these sessions by highly qualified professionals and experts in a particular field to share their learnings and viewpoints to guide not only youth, but everyone with their own life's experiences. We request you to keep coming for these sessions. Keep yourself updated through our website. You can visit our past web talks on www.ampindia.org/past web talks. Anything else, Shahanshah, you want to add to this session?
So I would request Dr. Ambreen to conclude the whole session. Maybe she can give the pointers what audience should do after this session. So that will be great.
Okay, thank you so much, AMP. There are certain things which I really want to say. I have 5 important points, the last 5 important points to convey the attendees there. The first very important point is the mental health of the mother, the emotional state of the mother, whether the mother is happy or not. Focus on that. And this is the responsibility, the first responsibility of the mother as well as the father to check about her. Also the family members, if you want a successful child. That's the first point I want to say. Second very important point that I want to share is, mothers, please connect with your kids. And connecting with your kids, I give you a very simple example, whose kids are below 5 years or almost 5 years of age. Please start bedtime discussions or bedtime stories with your kids. That is psychologically proved to be the best method to connect with the kids of age 5 or less than that. Third, parents who have kids who are above 5 years of age or grown-up kids, for them, I have started an activity for my kids also. I have scheduled a time in their timetable, which is called as a discussion time, wherein we all sit together and we discuss from any topic to every topic. And their views and their feelings and their words are noted respectfully and should be noted respectfully by the mother. These are the 3 things that I want to share. Fourth, very important point, the discussion that parents have, this discussion that spouses have between them also affects what the child has to think, or what the child is thinking, or what the child will think of the world. And last but not the least, this is something very, 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 very important. I really want to stress more on this. The way parents behave with the child, the way parents treat the child actually opens up the window how the world should treat the child. जिस तरीके से माँ बाप अपने बच्चे के साथ ट्रीटमेंट रखते हैं, डिफाइंस कि दुनिया उस बच्चे के साथ कैसे ट्रीट करेगी और वो कितना टॉलरेट करेगा. So it's very important, parents, what you make your child feel, and the world will do the same with your child then. So you are the world for him. Remember this always. Thank you so much, everybody, for giving me a good listening. And I'm extremely sorry for all the technical issues during my session. Thank you.
That's all right, ma'am. It was an extremely wonderful session by you. And I hope people will get benefited and will take a lot of learning from this session to their homes, and will provide a very healthy environment to their kids at home. It is very much needed nowadays. So I would like to tell you all the questions that were left unanswered and was raised using question and answer section. We will be emailing you with their answers, inshallah. So don't worry about that. And so if you want to join AMP, you can visit our website, and you can go to www.ampindia.org/joinamp and be a part of AMP. And inshallah ta'ala, we'll be meeting again in our next webinar. So I'm Humaira Kabir signing off from here. Thank you so much. Assalamu alaikum.